What's up guys, this is Real Talk NBA. Last week I made a video on my top 10 players in the NBA from this last season. So right now I'm going to be continuing this with a video on my ranking for the top 10 point guards. Again, this is based on the last season, and the only parameters is that the players have to have played at least half the games. Now before we get into this video, as always, if you like this video, leave a like. If you like this kind of content, consider subscribing. And let's get right into it. I'll start off with some honorable mentions again. And for this video, my honorable mentions are SGA for the Thunder, who's been really good and in a few years will definitely be one of the top point guards. Jamal Murray, who is having his best season yet until he tore his ACL. And John Wall, who's having a bit of a down year but is still doing pretty well. Now for the real list, starting off with De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is one of the most underrated players in the league, averaging 25 points, 7 assists, and 1.5 steals a game. His numbers are great. The only thing really holding him back in this case is that the Kings are terrible. But he's still very young, and if he either gets traded eventually or the Kings somehow miraculously build a good team, he has a very bright future. At number 9, I have Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry is only averaging 17 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds. But anyone who knows Kyle Lowry knows it's more than just the stats. It's about effort, it's about physicality, and it's about experience that most players just don't have anymore. He's not at his best anymore, that's why he's 9th, but he's still a solid point guard. At number 8, I have Trae Young. A lot of people might rank him higher, but there's just so much talent in the league nowadays that I'm putting him at 8th place. Averaging 25 points and 9 assists. He's a great scorer and a great playmaker. He still makes a lot of young player mistakes, but he's cut down a lot since last season. And while his scoring output is down, the Hawks are actually winning. And as of recording this, they just made the second round of the playoffs, which I did not predict to happen. So with that, Trae Young takes the 8th place spot on this list. At number 7, I have Ben Simmons. Simmons seems to have hit his offensive peak, only averaging 14 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists a game. But defensively, he's at his all-time best and was a finalist for the Defensive Player of the Year this year. So offensively, he wasn't necessarily as great as he had been in previous years, but his defense made up for it, and he takes the 7th place spot on this list. Number 6, I have Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is a lot better than he still gets any credit for, even when he has regained a lot of respect this season. Averaging 22, 11, and 11 on some of his best efficiency yet. If you want to know my full thoughts, you can see my full video I made specifically on Westbrook, but he takes the number 6 spot on this list. Going into the top 5, these are all players who also made my top 10 list, just showing how stacked the point guard position really is. And at number 5, I have CP3. Chris Paul's only averaging around 16 and 9, but just like Lowry, it's more than stats. He brought the Suns from a 10th seed to a 2nd seed, and as I'm recording this, they're even in the 2nd round. So the impact and leadership of Chris Paul makes him a lot better than his numbers will tell you, and he takes the 5th spot on this list. At number 4, I have James Harden. James Harden led the league in assists this year with almost 11 per game, and his scoring was down from previous years. That's just because he's been playing with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. In previous years, he would have been a shooting guard. This year, he's switched positions with Kyrie, and he's fit in a lot better than I would have expected. So James Harden is the 4th best point guard on my list. At number 3, I have Damian Lillard. A lot of people probably would have put him at 2nd. He's averaging 29 points, 7.5 assists, and 4 rebounds on decent shooting splits. And I totally see the argument for him being the 2nd best point guard, but I just think he's 3rd place. He's great, but he does have his shortcomings. And while the 2nd place guy on this list does as well, I just think he's better. And that is Luka Doncic. Averaging 27, 8, and 8.5. Already doing this at such a young age, it's hard to comprehend the amount of potential Luka could have in the future. because right now, he's already one of the best players in the league. He's a great playmaker, a great scorer, and a great rebounder for his position, and so far in the playoffs has been going crazy. So Luka Doncic is the second best point guard in the league, in my opinion. And the number one, obviously, Steph Curry. This should not be controversial at all, as he would have been an MVP candidate had he not gotten injured. He's been averaging a career high in points per game this season with 32, which led the league. So Stephen Curry, it really shouldn't take that much explaining. He's just been incredible, especially in the second half of the season. But that's just my opinion. Do you guys agree with this list? Is there someone I left out? Let me know in the comments. As always, if you like this video, leave a like. If you like this kind of content, consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.
Thank you.